This guy looks so sad. It's in recovery mode. I promise we're doing all right over here. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Casey Michelle, your favorite breathwork facilitator and content creator. I make videos about breathwork and breathing and wellness and how your breath is literally involved in every single thing that you do. And I wanna help you reduce the anxiety that you might not even realize is in your body right now. If that's something you're into, you wanna learn more, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up. And today, we're talking a little frisky today. Mom, please don't watch this. I want you to comment down below if you have ever experienced breathwork in an intimate setting with another person. Let me know in the comments. You don't have to tell me all the details, but just, is this totally foreign or is this something you've experienced before? Let me know in the comments. We're talking about intimacy and we're talking about tantra and the breath. Now this is a huge topic, so there's no way I'm gonna be able to cover all the things I want to in this video. This is kind of just like, let me get your feet wet into this topic. If you head over to the Exhale, my new online wellness studio that just launched, by the way, linked in the bio, there's gonna be some really cool workshops specific about this topic coming in the next year, as well as some like guided breathwork videos just for this topic, and talking about tantra and ovarian breathing and arousal breathing, and there's a million ways to breathe in the bedroom or wherever you are intimate. Anyway, shameless plugs, right? Let's get into what Tantra is and how breathwork and Tantra are one and the same. If you've never heard of Tantra before, it is not just sex, okay? Like, it's not. Today, we're gonna be talking about the more intimate side of Tantra, but to me, Tantra is union. The word Tantra really literally means woven together and is most commonly used when referencing kind of more of a spiritual sexual experience. I wanna shamelessly plug a book really quick before we dive in too deep. This book really did a lot for me. There's also one for healing male energy. I'll have both linked down below, but this is Cultivating Female Sexual Energy and kind of talks about Tantra for females, which I feel like maybe isn't as talked about. So highly recommend, super good book. Montauk Chia, the GOAT. So to practice Tantra or tantric sex or intimacy without the breath, ain't really possible. There is so much that breathing deep brings you solo, right? Like think about times maybe you've practiced breath work and you're just so present and you're just so in your body and you just feel really, really connected. Imagine sharing that with somebody that you really feel love for. So together you both breathing in sync or even seesawing the breath. Your inhale is their exhale, exhale is their inhale. There's plenty of ways to go about it, but just bringing the breath and that presence and that connection into a space where creation is happening is just the ultimate way to manifest, to bring God into the bedroom, to have sexual liberation in your body and in your vessel and in theirs too, and really like create this space of freedom. And if you're like, how do I incorporate this? How do I bring this into my spaces? You know, hopefully you're in a space where you're comfortable enough to voice what it is that you do desire in that vulnerable space. So hopefully you can at least have that conversation. Or, you know, during the activity or whatever that intimate moment is, like, can we breathe together? Can you breathe with me for a second? And just feel what that feels like, because it is so powerful. Even with close friends, going back to back and just breathing. I mean, honestly, as a form of Tantra, there's this union that happens, feeling each other's pulse and inhale and exhale, like feeling your backs touching. It's really, really powerful. And I think I just want to say, and I say with love, course, that I think a lot of times Tantra and semen retention are maybe used synonymously, and I don't necessarily think that that's true personally. I am team, that's weird to say out loud, I'm team retention. I think it is your vital life force, you know, for men specifically, and women too. Like either way, abusing that drainage, you will feel that drainage. I actually have a video about that on this channel. I'll link below, just going in about ejaculation and all of my thoughts around that. But I just want to say that, obviously I'm not a man, so I'm not in a man's body, but I do want to share my 2 cents, I guess, that I think retention is one thing, but Tantra is another, because you can like maybe hold your seed. Doesn't mean necessarily that that's a tantric practice. I think it might like overlap a little bit. But incorporating the breath is really how you move the seed, because it's one thing to hold and lock up, but you can have like the cosmic, multi-orgasmic man who breathes that energy up and through the whole body. And the same with the woman. You can really, instead of all your sensation and all of the feelings just being this physical thing down into our sexual centers, you can actually kind of bring it up the spine, up out of the crown, and really create this like whole body orgasmic feeling. And so I just wanted to mention that because I think sometimes people are like, yeah, I do tantra. And it's like, I mean, it's beautiful that you are holding seed and not spilling, but tantra is really a spiritual act. It's more than just the physical hold of the seed. It is really more of this like in-depth bringing God into the space that you are vulnerable and sharing with this other person. But I will, I guess, maybe just share a posture that you can do with a partner, clothed or not clothed, whatever you want to do. But it is called Yab Yum position. You can Google it, look it up, but it's essentially kind of like sitting. Typically, the woman is sitting in the man's lap and you two are facing each other, like kind of cross-legged, wrapped around each other. And it's a really good posture to place your hand on their heart, or they place their hand on your heart, which, by the way, just placing a hand on your heart right now, or somebody else's, releases dopamine. It releases the feel-good hormone. So just doing things like that, feeling their belly, feeling their breath, starting to sync breaths. Maybe your bellies are even touching and like feeling that wave. It's a really good position to kind of circulate that energy and really raise the vibration of your sexual experience. You know, again, doing breath work alone, you've probably experienced like tears or feelings that just come up and emotions. And especially when you're with somebody that's, you know, you feel safe enough to really go there with, and the breath starts to maybe lead or whatever. It doesn't necessarily always have to be this like slow thing, by the way. Like Tantra comes in many forms, but either way, like letting the breath lead, whether that's slow, fast, whatever, and letting your belly really deepen and really lifting the pelvic floor and eye gazing and touching but not touching, like all those little things kind of allow you to dig a little deeper and feel a little more connected inward and realize how much of a reflection this person may be. And I think in my personal experience, I've just had a lot of healing in that space, and I never really previously, before getting, I guess, so deep into yogic practices, I never really, I don't know, I don't think I ever really had that much like medicinal experiences. Not that they were negative, but it just was so heightened and so much more connected to my partners when we did have the breath present and that kind of like godly exchange. Made me feel a lot closer to me, to them, to God. And I think it's something just really beautiful to experience in this lifetime if you do have a partner, or even if you're solo, just like experimenting with your creative sexual energy. I really believe creative energy and sexual energy are one and the same. Breathing that energy up through the whole body, not just in this one energy center, like locking it in the sacral or wherever on the root. Bringing it all into the crown, into this higher space, into your higher self. I think really, I keep saying it, but just heightens the entire experience. I think it's a space where you can even manifest things with somebody or for yourself or whatever that may be, because it is your creative energy. Really allowing yourself and your partner, either way, to find that really orgasmic, like creative flow. It's one of my like low-key favorite topics to talk about, but I'm always a little nervous about it because I just don't know how it'll be received, and like, it's just, you know, sex. So I definitely encourage you to check out the video I made all about why you should avoid making your man ejaculate, which is such a crazy title, but check it out. I think the next time maybe you're in a sexual experience, notice your breath, whether that's with somebody or by yourself, whatever you're doing. Notice your breath, like bring awareness into your breath in that space and see how that feels, because that is how you start to form that kind of like tantric expression and deepening that relationship with core of who you are, rather than just the vessel of who you are. You know what I mean? Rather than just that carnal, physical, really connecting to all parts of you is what the breath has taught me in those spaces. That is it from me. Hopefully this video helped. Let me know if you have any questions or suggestions in the comments down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Peace.